guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Ogo Royalty, and today we are going to do another sit down type of video. And anyway, you guys, I've seen a lot of people here on YouTube saying that they quit their job without a backup plan. They quit their job without having another job lined up. And anyway, you guys, if you are one of those people who are fed up with their employment, who are fed up about your day-to-day work or your professional work, that you want to start your own thing and you want to follow your passion, and this video is definitely for you. And a lot of people, they leave their employment because they say now they heard the Lord saying it's about time that they move. It's about time that they follow their passion, and it's about time they start a business. I think either way, whether you are following your passion or whether it's a calling, you heard the Lord say, leave this because I'm about to move you. It's time for you to shift to another level, to another new adventure. That type of decision, it has both positive and negative effects. It has both advantage and disadvantage. I know right here on YouTube, you may have seen a lot of people saying that they have left their employment without a backup plan. This is why I really romanticize that people are just leaving their full-time employment to focus on their passion, and they leave their full-time employment also just to be content creators full-time. They want to boost the growth of their channel quite quicker, because what does it mean quitting your job? It means that you now have freedom to your time. They're going to have a lot of free time to create the video that they want. They're going to create and post as many videos because they will be having a lot of time to themselves. And some may even have the idea that once they leave their full-time employment, they're going to film and upload videos on a daily basis so that their channel gets boosted with views, so that they have a lot of content that is available on YouTube that they will be posting on a day-to-day basis. Or sometimes one can wish to leave their full-time employment because of the toxicity that is in the work environment. Whatever the reason you may have to wishing to quit your full-time job, to become a full-time YouTuber or full-time content creator, or to start a business from scratch, or maybe you are one person that is already having a small business that is already running. Now you want to invest a lot of time into the business instead of spending 8 to 10 hours in the work environment where your efforts are not as recognized as you wish they should. I'm not saying that you cannot be successful if you are quitting your full-time employment. You can definitely be successful if you are a disciplined person, or be it that maybe is pure luck. You could easily be successful as a business person who just quit their employment without a backup plan. So someone out there, they may be working full-time, but they don't have to because of their background. Maybe they are coming from a very wealthy family, or maybe your spouse is someone that can actually cover the whole cost of the family. Maybe you can still live a full life even if it is only your spouse, if you are married. Those type of scenario will be different from someone else who's coming from where your salary is the only type of income that gets to feed, pay the bills, that gets to make a living for everybody that is dependent on your salary. You guys, regardless of your family circumstances or your background circumstances or your reasoning to quitting your job, you guys, quitting your job simply means that you won't be having any sort of income for at least several months if you are lucky. Given the circumstances that we live in today's life, you'll find a lot of people looking for work and they are not being successful in finding one. You find a lot of people that are already in the YouTube space that are not working, but their channel is not as growing. Regardless of your background or your circumstances, you guys, quitting your job simply means there will be no income for several months, and in nowadays situation, I think that can even escalate into years without you finding any type of sustainable income. By sustainable income, I mean having the same amount of money every month that you can cover your basic needs, that you can still save and ensure that your healthcare services are also covered. And you guys, if you've been one person that actually started working and then you started having your financial freedom, and now not having anything that is coming your way and only depending on your pension that you have saved over the years, can actually create a stress, and it can actually make your life miserable. I will say, you guys, one thing that I have realized with people that left their full-time employment to start their own business, even if it is the type of business that you were able to do while you were still employed, And now you're starting to realize that the business is not growing as much because maybe your time is occupied with employment. I've seen a lot of people, you guys. I've even had friends that left their full-time employment to pursue their passion and to even start their own business. And one thing that I can tell you is that if you think you're going to wake up at 10 in the morning and then you're going to go to bed at 8 at night, that is not going to be the life for you. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but that is not going to be any easy life for you. It means that you're going to work 6 times harder than when you were employed, because your monthly income is not guaranteed at all. And sometimes it's not about your effort that your company can grow. Sometimes it's simply because of luck that someone will leave their work employment and then the business, it just thrives and it grows and they can make a living out of it. But in most cases, that is not actually the situation. Things are happening the opposite way. Starting a business, you guys, it means that you're going to be your own employer. You're going to be your own boss. There's going to be a lot of sacrifices that will include you spending a lot of time working and ensuring that the business is stable, the business can create enough income, and you're spending a lot of time away from your family, away from your friends. You're no longer having as much of a social life that you used to have. It may mean your relations with other people will now drastically change. And mind you that you leaving your full-time employment, it may not only affect you, it may also affect people around you. It may also affect your friendship. It may also affect your relationship with other people. I know most of us don't find fulfillment in our professional employment for different reasons. It's a given fact that most companies and most organizations are facing financial crisis more than ever before post-COVID. And sometimes we find ourselves overwhelmed with a lot of work, because whenever there is a vacant position in the workplace, you find that companies are no longer hiring people to fill in those vacant positions. Instead, they will take the work and possibly distribute among colleagues, or maybe you find people that are acting in certain positions for years without being employed in those positions permanently, simply because maybe the company or the organization is saving while they are not hiring to fill the vacant post. Maybe for obvious reasons, you are feeling like your efforts are not being seen, simply because upon assigning your contract, you're going to earn 10,000 a month. Just for example, you're going to earn 10,000 a month and you're going to work from 8 in the morning and you're knocking off at 4 p.m. That means you're going to be earning 62 Rand 50 per hour. You find yourself working 8 to 10 hours without being compensated for the extra 2 or 4 hours. Now you find yourself overloaded and you are overworked. Now you have added 2 more hours in which you are still not getting paid for. And that way, it means that you are no longer earning 62 Rand 50 an hour, but you are now earning 50 Rand an hour, because now you're working 10 hours a day, which actually makes your salary to go a little bit lower than what you used to earn when you started in your position. And you guys, most of the time when you are tasked to do another person's work, even if the work can be easy, even if you can do it effortlessly, it only means that you put in an extra effort with the hope that one day you will be recognized for a much better position, and maybe you find yourself not getting any promotion and not being recognized. And maybe the same position in which it was vacant is not being filled for years to come, and you are still doing the same thing and really feeling like you are underpaid but overworked. If, say, the reason for you to wanting to quit your employment, it is because of the same scenario in which I just mentioned, you are now overworked but not compensated for doing extra work, you need to take the matter with your boss. You need to take the matter with your HR. See if they cannot find a way to actually solve or resolve the matter. Because you guys, according to me, this is an HR matter. It actually can be resolved internally without you just quitting your job without a backup plan. Say that you have made up your mind. The scenario that I just given is not the case for you. You just made up your mind. You just want to go out, follow your passion and go out, follow your talent, or to start your small business, or just quitting without a backup plan. Because sometimes you guys, from experience, from seeing other people's scenarios, you find that You're actually working with a lot of people. You know people that know people. You know people that are connected. And now you decided it's about time that you leave the work environment. It's about time that you leave your work environment because of the relations you made while you were still in that company or while you were still in that organization. You made a lot of solid connection on the ground. When you start your business, you know who your potential clients are. But one thing that I have realized, one thing that I have noticed over the years is that individuals and organizations are only confident doing business with someone that they know that should things not go right, they can still put in legal claims against you. But if you are an individual, a lot of companies may not want to associate with you because of resources. Even if in that company your expertise was the one that was making a lot of money for the company, the fact that you are now an individual may actually put a lot of resistance for other companies to work with you or for other individuals to work with you. One day I needed a help with pest control, and anyway, you guys, I know a guy who worked at this pest control company, and then he was going to give me a price. Now you guys, upon making my decision, his offer was very handsome. I was just gonna afford it right away. But one thing that I know with people that are working outside of their company. Now for curiosity, you guys, I decided I'm going to call the pest control company. And upon calling them, I found that they were going to give me a 5 years guarantee. Should those termites be out within 5 years, they were going to come and inject them. But you guys, when I checked what the guy was offering, it was going to be a mere fraction, about 25% of the full price that I was going to pay with a pest control specialist company. But now I decided I'm going to go with the company because it has guarantees. I know that a lot of small businesses, they don't keep up to their promises. That one is a fact. And now say you left your employment because you know people who can still need your service. One thing that I have realized is that you guys, when you are no longer attached to a certain reputable company, even if you can be the only person that has extensive experience, you can be the only person that knows the work, the reason why the company is standing there is because of you. When you need people's support financially or business favors, you may not necessarily get it because people need something that has guarantees. And you guys, with big companies, you'll find that for certain type of services, when they are to offer it, sometimes they may be giving out a discount, sometimes be giving out guarantees. There are a lot of securities when dealing with big companies than when dealing with small companies. Now you guys, here is what I would wish that you would do if you are one person that is considering quitting their employment simply to follow their passion or simply because it's a calling, it's about time, it's your time to move. Or maybe you find yourself in a career where you are stuck for the most part. What I think can happen is that take that monthly salary, take that weekly wages, fund the business or the business idea that you think you need to start, or fund your passion, fund your YouTube channel, buy whatever equipment that you may need, because leaving your full-time employment, it means you have no income coming in. Kind of time that you normally spend with your family, just invest it into your company. If you can work 4 more hours per day on your idea or on your passion, I think then you can be able to assess whether you're going to survive. If you're going to work irregular hours when you're working for yourself or when you are following your passion. So you guys are working 5 days a week and then you have the weekends to yourself. You don't do nothing over the weekend. I think most people that are most likely to succeed on YouTube or content creation, or people that are to succeed in their own business, I may be wrong, but people that are not in a relationship, people that don't have families, people that don't have a lot of friends, those are the people that can actually succeed on YouTube, because you're going to spend a lot of time isolated, a lot of time putting the efforts in growing your business or putting a lot of time pursuing your passion. You're actually weighing out that should I be self-employed and leave my house early in the morning, 5 o'clock, to go and negotiate a deal that is not guaranteed somewhere and maybe spend tens of thousands, or maybe spend a lot of time away? Is your family gonna cope? Is your partner gonna cope with your absence? Are you also gonna cope? Is your health not gonna be affected? Because now it will mean there is a less sleeping, less resting, less a lot of things. Maybe you are someone that is going to a gym, you may not even be able to see the gym. So trying to adjust the time while you are still employed, just to add a few hours a day or few hours a week. I think if you can do that, Then you will know the impact that you're going to encounter should you leave your full-time employment trying to pursue your career. Because if you are a family person, or say maybe you are not a family person, you are single, your salary used to be yours and yours alone. Now comes a time where there is no income, you need financial assistance maybe from your family members. They may not always be ready to help. That is a given fact. The fact that at some point you were having financial freedom, it may mean that other people also committed their money somewhere, and now you're coming back to come and borrow the money because now you're no longer working, and then you need financial assistance. It may actually rub them the wrong ways, because some of us, you guys, we just can't wake up and quit our work without a backup plan, unless the backup plan is something like a promotion. Just can't quit my work today because of a passion that I would like to pursue. There are monthly commitments, monthly responsibilities that I need to fulfill each and every month. They are calling like crazy. Even if maybe say you leave your employment, you don't have any debt, maybe you have enough savings, you believe that it could sustain you for a certain period of time. Now, when this whole big idea of living your work and following your passion may look very beautiful and look very great, sometimes we don't actually give ourselves grace. We don't give yourself enough love to say, what if things don't go right? Can my mental health actually handle the fact that I'm stressed because I don't have money? Because not having financial stability, you guys, when you used to have it before, it will affect your social well-being, it will affect your mental health, it may even affect your physical well-being. And in case you are successful, you quit your job, and you guys, there are a few things, I think maybe there are about 5 things that I would like you to put into consideration as well. There will be a time where you are really feeling lost. Why? Because when you don't have anywhere to go or a planned activity in your everyday life, we all need a sense of belonging. I remember when I was not working, you guys, I think every time I see people that were going to work, and mind you guys, people in my area, there were people that were actually domestic workers, people that are working in the stores, and every time I will see them going to work, I will feel like I am lost. I feel like I have no purpose. I also felt like even if I can get a work in a grocery store, waking up every day and holding my handbag, getting into the taxi, building a community. And now if you are one person that is ambitious, I would like to believe that you can't just want to quit your work employment. I would like to believe that you can't just want to quit your work employment unless you are an ambitious person. And that is going to be very hard for ambitious people, because there will be a lack of growth. When other people are reaching a certain heights in their career, you will not have achieved anything. That way, you may feel like you have no purpose in life. And another thing is the feeling that you are being left behind. Feeling like your life is not progressing. Your life is just stagnant, it's standing still. Falling behind, you guys, is another thing that can hit you hard, because you guys, the little that you're going to get as a gains from your business, that is going to pull you further and further away from progressing and further away from what your life would have been should you still be employed. If you have been out of employment for 6 months, there are something that possibly you could have achieved, but you wouldn't achieve because now you are earning a little from the gains of your business, or you are not earning anything because you don't have a plan. And now there is nothing that is coming in. Possibly over the years you have had your savings, and now you can't take your entire savings and invest it into a business. That will be a very high risk. Therefore, we need to refrain from taking our lifetime savings and starting a business. Because starting a business, you guys, it means you're taking calculated risk. One of the calculated risk means you are going to invest a certain amount of money into the business with the hope to gain a certain amount in return. Before every successful business can actually take off, sometimes it takes about 3 to 4 years before you can even make a decent earning or sustainable income. It takes a lot of time. And another thing that I think, you guys, happens while one person can say they are successfully quitting the job without a plan is that we will suffer from lack of structure, Remember, when you are working or when you are waking up to something, there is a time to wake up, there is a time to eat, there is a time to be out of the house, there is a time where you're going to catch a taxi if you're using public transport. But if you are using your own vehicle, there is a time for you to leave the house. There is a time to clock in somewhere. There is a time in which you're going to submit whatever at a certain time. There are at least lines to submit and fulfill. Now, if your life is a free form, you don't have structure, you can easily postpone work, you can easily procrastinate, you can easily shift each and every commitment that you have to, because you are not accounting to anybody, you are accounting to yourself. And none of us are harsh to ourselves unless when we are faced with the dire consequences of some of our procrastination. But otherwise, if you know that you don't have anyone that you're going to account to, it's easy just to rest, it's easy just to slack off, it's easy just to not meet any deadline, because there is no form of punishment that you're going to give to yourself. Sometimes when you find us not having anybody to account to, when you find ourselves not forced to meet any deadlines, even if you can put a task in a planner, activity in a planner, if you really don't have anyone that is going to hold you accountable when you did not fulfill a certain task or a certain planned task or certain planned activity, you can easily get derailed from your initial plan. You can always postpone time. This actually, you guys, reminds me of the time of COVID when the schools were closed and most offices were closed. I was sleeping at 11. I'm one person that cannot still be awake watching TV around 9, but during that time you will find me still watching TV around 11 at night. And when it comes to waking up in the morning, you guys, the only time I would get off of my bed was when my daughter was crying that she's hungry. There was really no structure. I had nobody to account to except the fact that I need to cook for my kids, I need to clean the house, and even then I was cleaning my house when I feel like cleaning my house. I was applying makeup when I was feeling like applying makeup. And by the way, you guys, I'm glad because that is the very same year in which I started this channel. And that way, you guys, I think I also realized during the time that this is when makeup started to be something like a therapy for me, something that I could do and really feel good. So every day I was waking up to a certain purpose. Even if I didn't fulfill it, I had nobody to account to. Not to account to anyone, it will be easy for us to be derailed from our big dream. In the past few weeks, I had a lot of content that was already filmed. For some reason, you guys, I think I have hit a stage of burnout. Every time I was trying to edit any type of video that I have filmed, I was unable. I will edit about 3-4 minutes clip, then I will be stuck. I will not have the courage, I will not have the zeal to continue. That way, you guys, it made my videos not to be consistent. It made me to be easily derailed from my big idea of being consistent this year. So we all need a structure, we all need someone to account to. One thing that can also happen when you quit your work and maybe you can't find another work right away, or say your business is not thriving right away, it will create self-doubt. I've seen people with high quality content. They are very good in their craft, but their channel is just not growing. Because you guys, when it comes to self-doubt, I think when it comes to myself, I've seen here on YouTube, people are saying, I went from 200 subscribers to 10K in 3 months, but I've been on YouTube for more than 3 years. I have not even hit 1K. Everybody that is here has their own experience and our journey is different. So you guys, there is no formula to success. Each and every one of us, when you are lucky, things will go right. When you are not, things will go a little bit slower. And by the way, you guys, if you love content like this, if you love videos like this, kindly give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, press notification button. Every time Miss Royalty uploads, you'll be notified. And this is Sogo Royalty signing off.